All right, you've made it. You've burned your 4 screens, and now it's time to put your image on your poster or t-shirt. Let's get to inking, but first we must start by testing. All right, I'm going to be using a printing press for my process. You can find a very cheap one on Viver.com, but keep in mind you might need to know a welder. Mine came broken. Otherwise, you can just utilize your registration marks. You should test every screen before you do the final print. Use some scrap paper rather than ruining a t-shirt like I would have. Always screw your screen downs very tight if you're using a press. I'm creating a line with the ink halfway down the design because it's a test sheet. I will then flood the screen, which is like a pre-print that also doubles as a lubricant for the ink. Place your screen down on your paper and with 2 hands, pull towards you. Lift the screen up to see what you got, and maybe reflood. It's looking pretty good. Repeat these steps for your other 3 screens. Sadly, on the magenta layer, my worst nightmare happened. The test sheet actually had a purpose. My emulsion got gunked up. Even though the magenta didn't come out great, I'm still gonna roll with it, just to see how it goes. All the other ones look pretty fine though. Registering is really for the press, but you want to tape down any one of your transparencies, then cover any edges or pinholes with blue painter's tape so that the ink doesn't overflow. Press down your register marks onto the transparency to make sure that they all line up. Then clamp your screen down very tight, but not too tight. It's more of a feeling thing. Print your lightest color first, which is yellow, and make sure to print YMCK. Flood the screen again, place it down, and then print. Yeah, nice. Heat it with a heat tool or wait for it to dry, but do not move it, because by now you should have registered the other 3 screens and moving it would screw it all up. Next, print the magenta layer. My magenta process ink was extremely watery. I've never had that happen before. Flood like regular, and then pull. Even with the magenta, it's looking pretty good. Do the cyan layer right before the black, flood, and then pull. Here's a close-up on the dots before we print the black layer. Finally, flood the black screen, push it down, and pull for the last one. The black layer was a little unregistered and threw the whole design off, and I really did not like how it came out. I tried printing 2 more copies before switching my orientation to horizontal, but otherwise I print the exact same way I did before. I was very nervous for the black layer because this is where all the hard work paid off. Overall, I think the tones came out nice. There seemed to be a little bit of a lack of magenta around the face though. Another close-up of the halftone. Thank you for joining me.